Good morning, everyone. It is currently 9 a.m. and I kind of just thought I wanted to get back into the swing of things with video making, editing, and all that good shit. And I'm not exactly feeling games at all in terms of content. So, a dear friend of mine that goes by the alias Roger has written something that could totally turn the tides in the genre, that is Love at First Sight, with a tale known as Love at First Worksight. And if I could have a minute of your time to read this out loud, it sounds promising. It sounds very intriguing. So, just to be clear, the most I read was like maybe half of the intro, and I was already intrigued. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I know. For the most part, I'm blind. I love the tags on this. Beautiful. Construction. Mpreg. Omegaverse. It was Crane's first day on the job, his first time on a work site. Crane was very nervous. He glanced around and saw a rusty excavator on the property next to the site he was on. Crane thought to himself that this excavator must have a lot of experience and good advice for him, seeing how dirty he was. "Hello, friend," Crane said. Excavator looked up at him. "First day?" Crane sighed. "Can you tell? I'm very anxious." Excavator laughed. "Ha ha ha ha. You're very shiny, my friend. I could tell you were a newbie." He looked at him thoughtfully and then added, "But no need to stress. It's quite simple, really. All you need to do is just follow what directions the humans give you." Crane brightened up instantly and beamed at him. "Thank you so much, Mr. Excavator. I feel a lot better now." The two machines chatted for a bit longer before it was time to work. "Alright. Sweet. I like this." They both quickly became friends and would chat during their breaks. Only a weak fence separated them. Oh, damn. So close yet so far, eh? Crane often noticed that his new friend would gaze longingly at a bright orange forklift. He decided to ask him about it. "My friend, why do you keep looking in forklift's direction?" Excavator blushed. "I think forklift is quite beautiful," he stammered. For some unknown reason, Crane felt that if he had a heart, it would be hurting right now. What was it he was feeling? He started to feel irritated every time he saw Excavator near forklift. Oh, that bitch. He tried to not let it get in the way of his work and pushed away strange feelings. Excavator started to notice that Crane was distancing himself from him and he missed him. Oh. The night was cool and the stars were bright. Crane heard Excavator call out to him, "Friend, come talk to me. I'm lonely and I miss you." Crane was still grumpy, but the last part of what Excavator said to him made him panic and he blurted out, "Be quiet. I'm sleeping." Excavator laughed. "Silly, we don't sleep. Come here and chat with me." Crane couldn't help but feel a little warm and tingly. "He wants my attention," he thought to himself and giggled. Crane gave in and went to his friend. Crane didn't know what to say to him now that he was here, so he decided to ask about his crush. "So, any progress with forklift?" Excavator looked surprised that he asked, and that he replied, I had a chat with forklift and I realized they were quite boring." He looked up at Crane a little shyly and added quietly, "I would much rather talk to you." If Crane had a heart, it would be thumping very loudly right now. Crane looked at the rusty machine in front of him and thought that he looked quite beautiful, even though he was covered in dirt, and even thought his yellow color wasn't as bright as it would have been earlier days. Crane thought that he was the most beautiful machine ever. "I also like talking to you." Oh, alright. We've got forklift out of the way now. We can get to the real meat of things. This is where we go in. Crane felt like he was floating, still stuck in his warm and tingly bubble. He said to the machine behind the fence, "I wish every day could be like this. A calm night, and in your company." Excavator blushed. There's just something about tractors blushing that, oh, it's cute. Crane continued, feeling brave. "I wish I could have spent more time with you like this forever," and excitingly rambled. "Hey, Excavator, after we're both finished here, do you want to leave? We could go anywhere." "Anywhere. Anywhere is fine as long as I'm with you. We could go to the sea, watch the sunset, hike, go on long road trips together." Excavator smiled bitterly, only him knowing the truth of their fate. That sounds good. Yeah? Crane didn't notice this behavior and accepted it as promise. Crane sighed happily. How do you sigh? How do you sigh happily? Anyways, I want to be with him forever, he thought. All of a sudden, he was struck with the terrifying thought, do I like Excavator? He looked at his friend. He felt awful. He looked at his friend. He felt awful. Excavator had been taking... What the fuck? I almost went into an accent there, okay. Excavator had been taking care of him and helping him settle into the world of construction, and then he had gone and developed feelings for him. He'll hate me for sure, he thought sadly. I'm going to Excavator, he mumbled. Excavator looked at him puzzled. But we don't need to sleep. Then he laughed. Ah! Okay, good night. This friend of his was quite strange, and he had gotten used to it. And who knows, maybe he really did not sleep. Like Crane, Excavator had also noticed strange feelings. He noticed that he was always happy in his presence, and smiling when thinking about him. He always wanted to spend as much time with him as he could, and he couldn't wait until their breaks at the end of the day when the humans would pack up and leave. Excavator sighed. What's wrong? Crane asked. I think Crane, I like you. Crane felt a burst of happiness. He wanted to scream. He wanted to shout. He wanted to yell from the top of his lungs. He started to imagine their future together. Long strolls on the beach, dates, movie nights. Did you hear my stomach rumble? Fuck. He started thinking about marriage and children, but then he remembered he was just a crane. He realized he still hadn't given Excavator an answer and snapped out of his delirious state. I like you too, Excavator. He wished that stupid fence wasn't between them. Knock that bitch down. Run it over. The next few days passed in a blur. The two machines were very much in love and would sneakily glance at each other during work. Crane decided that today would be the day he will say, I love you, to Excavator. Oh. Their relationship had developed very quickly, but he still hadn't said those 3 special words. If he was human, he would have felt a rush of adrenaline and butterflies in his stomach. It was nearing the end of the day, and the humans would soon be packing up and going home. Then he would be alone with him. Crane trembled with excitement. He couldn't wait to see his reaction. What the fuck am I reading? Hello? Finally, the day was over. It's starting to settle in what I'm reading. Ugh. Crane prepared himself while he waited for the humans to go home. He nervously glanced over at Excavator and saw a human giving him 2 pats on the side. Oh shit. Ah, old boy. I knew this would be your last job. Looking at you, you're so rusty now. He turned and yelled to another human. Alright, he's ready whenever you are. Crane didn't have a heart, but he felt something inside of him shatter as he heard the human say the words crushed and scrap metal. Fuck. They were going to take him away. They were going to crush Excavator. Crane could only watch helplessly as they loaded him onto the truck. He wanted to scream and cry. He wanted to beg the humans to not take his beloved away, but at last he was just a machine. Finn. Is that it? So in the end, okay. So homeboy just dies in the fucking end. God damn. I'm one for a tragic ending and tragic storytelling. So, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah to this ending. Or he just dies and you can't do anything about it. You know, it's also more immersive if you read this from a perspective of, like, you know, some guy who just walks by at night who's super, like, schizo, you know? He's just looking at these 2 tractors from across the way that are just, like, distance from each other from a fence, and he's just cooking up this, like, situation where 2 tractors just want to, like, touch tracks. I mean, it's honestly a good short read, a more fleshed out love story than Sword Art Online, so you know what? Fuck yeah. I'm excited to see where this takes Roger's career in writing and tractor love and love at first sight. Yeah. Take the genre and fuck it up, alright?